Hey guys, welcome to my channel, Amanda's Book Soiree. So I'm going to be going over my March TBR. I have a couple readathons that I'm going to be participating. Thank you to my friend Angie over at Literary Labors. She kind of told me about these readathons, and so I'm excited. It's my first year participating. And so the first one is going to be Middle Grade March, and this one is hosted by Krista from Books and Jams, Katie from Life Between Words, and Amanda, the Curly Reader. And so I watched their recommendation videos, so I got a lot from them. Yeah, I think mostly the recommendations from them. So I'm gonna go ahead and start. We have 5 prompts. We have, the first one is a silhouette book with a silhouette. And for some of these prompts I have books, several options, so we'll see which ones I'm able to read through this month. I just couldn't really pick one, and so I'm going to go ahead and start with the first one, which is Escape from Mr. Lemoncello's Library, and by Grabenstein. Okay, and so this one is about family. There says Kyle Keeley has 2 older brothers. One is a total jock and the other is a total brainiac. It's tough to come out on top when you're competing against that, but everyone has a fighting chance while playing board games. A good roll of the dice, a lucky draw of the cards, and some smarts, and Kyle could win the day. When Kyle learns that the world's most famous game maker has designed the town's new library and is having an invitation-only lock-in on the first night, he's determined to be there. What he doesn't realize is that getting in is the easy part. Getting out is going to take more than a good roll of the dice, a lucky card, and some smarts. And the stakes have never been higher. So this is from award-winning mystery author Chris Grabenstein. Turns from spooky thriller to thrilling puzzler in his latest laugh-filled tale. All right, so can you figure out how to get out of the library? So this one has silhouettes and kind of what it was. So yeah, I think it's mainly for the silhouette prompt. My other silhouette prompt book is A Wrinkle in Time, which you have there, kind of a silhouette of some people there, by Madeleine Langle, I believe is that how you say it. And so I've watched the movie, but I haven't read the book, and so I always say the book is better, so I'm going to read that. And I think most of us know what A Wrinkle in Time is about, right? Okay. And then moving on, I have, the next one is going to be a travel and adventure, so kind of a journey, finding a journey. And so I don't have that book with me yet, but I'm planning on reading The Miraculous Journey of Edward Tulane. So I'll put a little picture there of the book cover. And so that one I believe is about a little bunny doll type, and it goes on an adventure, and I don't know too much about it. I don't remember too much, but I'll put all these books in my description. And so I've been meaning to read it. It's been on my TBR. I've actually wanted to read it as a read aloud to my class, but I'll read it first before doing that. And another one that fits that prompt is The Remarkable Journey of Coyote Sunrise by Dan Gemeinhart, I believe. So it's about Coyote and her dad, a single dad. I think her mom passed away. They live in a school bus, and they're kind of just travel around. They're not really in one spot all the time. And then I believe she finds out about a park back home. Yes, it's going to be demolished. And so she wants to go back, but her dad doesn't want to go back. And so basically she kind of tricks her dad into going back there. And along the way, they pick up a couple stragglers. And so it seemed pretty interesting. So I'll try and get to that one as well. One for, let's see. So family, let's see. I thought I had that book. I guess I didn't get it. But it's gonna be the Vanderbeekers. Okay, I'm lost on the title since I don't have the book in front of me and I forgot to write it down. But I'll put the cover here. And so that one I have down as family. I know it's about a group of siblings that they live in kind of an apartment building, and their landlord wants to get rid of them, kind of evict them. And so they kind of had to plan, try to prevent that. So yeah, so that one's for family. Another one is, I don't have it either. I think I'm going to do the ebook, which is The Green Glass House. And just from watching the recommendation videos, it seemed pretty interesting. And I'll talk about that book a little bit later as well. But it's mainly about, I think they move into this kind of old hotel type, and then strange guests start checking in. They're kind of mysterious, so it's kind of a little mystery there, which will go also with my next readathon that I'll be talking about. But let's move on to the next prompt for middle grade March, and it's about a fairy tale retelling, or a story with fairy tale elements. And this one is Ella Enchanted by Gail Carson Levine. And so yeah, I believe this is just a retelling of it says so that fool of a fairy, Lucinda, did not intend to lay a curse on me. She meant to bestow a gift. When I cried inconsolably through my first hour of life, my tears were her inspiration. Shaking her head sympathetically at mother, the fairy touched my nose. My gift is obedience. Ella will always be obedient. Now stop crying, child. I stopped. And so yeah, I think at first it's like, yeah, it wants to be obedient, but sometimes it's not good to be obedient. It says against, let me keep reading. It says, so begins this richly entertaining story of Ella, a frau who wants nothing more than to be free of Lucinda's gift and feel that she belongs to herself. For how can she truly belong to herself if she knows that at any time anyone can order her to hop on one foot, cut off her hand, or betray her kingdom, and she'll have to obey. So yeah, so she just wants to kind of take control of her own free will. So yeah, so I'm excited. That'll be for the fairy tale retelling. And the last prompt for middle grade March is a book that's published in the decade you were born. And so for this one, I have two as well. I have Ramona Quimby, age 8, by Beverly Cleary. And I think I read this when I was younger. Yeah, I read the Beverly Cleary books, but this one is published, I believe, in 1981. Yes. And so this is just about Ramona, life as a 3rd grader. And I actually had this in my classroom library, so I just picked it up from school. And then the last one for middle grade March that I have, which is also published in 1988, I want to say. It says first American edition published 1988. And it's Matilda, Roald Dahl's Matilda. And so I'm excited to read it. I've never read it. I don't think when I was younger, I don't think I read many or any of the Roald Dahl books. I know it's a tragedy. Yeah, so I'm gonna read Matilda. That's published in the decade I was born. And so then moving on, we're going to go over the March Mystery Madness. And there's quite a few hosts on that, so I'll put all their information, all the hosts, down in the description. And so let me get my books real quick. Okay, so I have a couple, and because there's just a lot of prompts, I believe there's like 9 prompts. Here, I'll put the little picture here of the bingo card. So I think it's Title-rific 2021, right? March Mystery Madness. Okay, and so some of these are going to overlap just because there's so many. And since it's my first readathon I'm participating in, I don't want to be overwhelmed with so many books. So I do want to finish. But this one, I forgot who recommended it. I've watched so many videos that I should have wrote it down. So I'm sorry if I don't give you credit. But it is the book Alive by Scott Sigler. Okay, and this one, I think I read it. It's kind of I think a teenage girl wakes up all of a sudden and she's like in this box or something. So she kind of tries to freeze herself, and finally she gets out, and yeah, so she fights her way out, but she discovers that it's only a room lined with caskets. Oh, it turns out she was in a casket. And then as she comes out, she sees that the whole room that she's in is also filled with caskets. And so, let me just read this because it'll give you a better idea. I can't really explain it that well. It says, a teenage girl awakens to find herself trapped in a coffin. She has no idea who she is, where she is, or how she got there. Fighting her way free brings little relief. She discovers only a room lined with caskets and a handful of equally mystified survivors. Beyond the room lies a corridor filled with bones and dust, but no people and no answers. She only knows one thing about herself, her name, M. Savage, which was engraved on the foot of her coffin, yet she finds herself in charge. She is not the biggest among them or the boldest, but for some reason the others trust her. Now, if they're to have any chance, she must get them to trust one another. Whatever the truth is, she is determined to find it and confront it. If she has to lead, she will make sure they survive. Maybe there's a way out, a rational explanation, or a fighting chance against the dangers to come, or maybe a reality they cannot comprehend lies just beyond the next turn. And so this one seems pretty interesting, so I'm excited to read this. So it's for single, as in a single word. That's how I interpreted the prompt. And yeah, so I think hopefully, oh, and it's the first in the series, and I forgot the rest of the name. I think it's like Alone and then another one. So there's 3 books in this series, so Alive is the first one. Okay, and then I'm doing, okay, so for the prompt number, so let me just go over this. It says The Woman in Cabin 10 by Ruth Ware. And so basically, this lady, or I believe she's a journalist, she wins a free luxury cruise. And so as she's on there one night, she hears a woman screaming, and then that she falls off the ship, I believe. And so it's come to find out it's cabin 10, but they assure her nobody was in that cabin. It was like a free cabin. Nobody was in there, and that they went over the passenger list, everybody's accounted for, and so they tell her, no, like, that's not it. We don't believe what you said to her. So she's kind of questioning, did I hear it? Do I know yes or no? So it seems pretty interesting. The Woman in Cabin 10. So this one is going to be, I marked it for number, for 10, person, the woman, and let's see, I think space. The space as in Grabenstein, or the boat. So, I mean, if they don't go, well, I'm just kind of trying to see which one they fit to. Okay, and then, so going back to the book, The Green Glass House. And so that one is a mystery, and it's set in the, so that'll be place, color for green, and weather. It's during the winter time. You see it in the cover. And so that's what I'm going to use it for. And then the next one is actually gonna be buddy reading it with my husband. So I bought him the Spanish version. So he's gonna be reading in Spanish, and I'm gonna be reading it in English. It's The Woman in the Window by A.J. Finn. And so basically this woman, Anna Fox, lives alone in her New York City home. She doesn't go out. Everything gets delivered to her. Like, so she's just not very, I guess, just a very introvert. And then it says she spends her days drinking wine, maybe too much, watching old movies, and spying on her neighbors, until one night she sees something that she shouldn't have seen. And so because the new neighbors that moved in next door, her world begins to crumble, and its shocking secrets are laid bare. So what is real, what is imagined, who is in danger, who is in control? So this is kind of a mystery. So I'm going to be reading this with my husband, and so we'll see. And I believe they're making a movie out of this now. And so, yeah, so I'm excited because my husband is reading it with me. I also got, I got the Spanish version, but he wanted his own copy. But I also got the Spanish version of The Woman in Cabin 10, La Mujer del Camarote 10, and La Mujer en la Ventana. So I got those two. So we might be buddy reading The Woman in Cabin 10 as well. So I'm excited to get his take on reading. I just started reading, and then I was just reading so much that he kind of got inspired. So hopefully he likes the book, and I'll give y'all guys an update with his whatever he thinks as well. All right, so yeah, so those are that's my March TBR. Some of these hopefully should be kind of a faster read. The middle grade March books should be kind of a faster read. So yeah, so thank you to those hosts, and thank you to my friend Angie for turning me to these readathons. And yeah, if you have any other suggestions for any of these prompts, leave them in the comments. I'm open. I'm just trying to see what other books there are to read, because I'm just on a roll here. All right, so thank you guys for watching. Subscribe, like the video if you like. And so yeah, thank you for watching.